Yes, Sirski. The abandoned FIFA World Cup stadiums. We're finna jump straight into this video. Like, comment, subscribe. We are officially back in tune. So I'm gonna need y'all to run this shit right back up. All right, let's see what this video is talking about. Shout out to Mega Stadiums for providing this video. Mega Stadiums. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Mega Stadiums.
Yep.
Every World Cup leaves behind stadiums.
Shout out to
Some
you.
become cathedrals of the sport. Others become something else entirely.
Uh-huh.
The promise
Ooh.
is always the same. Legacy,
Damn.
regeneration, a gift to the host city that will keep giving long after the final whistle. But for
Why y'all ain't tell me about some of these stadiums? Like, some of these stadiums are wicked. Mind you, if y'all haven't noticed or if y'all have never checked them out, we do top 25 or top 50 biggest stadiums in different places. So we're in tune with all around the world.
15 stadiums across
I need
6
y'all to let
different
me know.
World Cups. That promise collapsed spectacularly, expensively, and in some
Sheesh.
cases almost immediately. These are the abandoned stadiums of the World
That
Cup.
is
Let's
crazy.
get started.
That one is OD. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That one was
Stadio
wicked.
delle Alpi, Turin, Italy.
Ooh.
Stadio delle Alpi was supposed to be Turin's crowning moment. Built for
Ooh.
Italy in 1990 at enormous public expense, it gave the city a gleaming
Damn.
69,000-seat arena that hosted 5 World Cup matches, including the legendary semi-final between West Germany and England. But
That's
from
fire.
almost the first domestic season, it was clear something had gone badly wrong. The stadium was built with an athletics track that was never used for a single major athletics event because there was no warm-up facility.
You already know those are Olympic stadiums when they got the track around it. So they feel like they wasn't using it. They feel like we're going to keep hearing what they got to say.
That
But
track pushed supporters so far from the pitch that
Yeah.
the atmosphere simply evaporated. Exposed to the alpine wind and cold, stranded on the outskirts of town, the Delle
Sheesh.
Alpi became a place supporters actively avoided. Juventus's average attendance collapsed from the mid-40s to below 30,000 within a decade.
Damn.
Juventus eventually purchased the ground for 25 million euros, demolished it in 2009, and built the Allianz Stadium. The lesson could not have been clearer. Pontiac Silver.
So let me understand. So when certain things aren't used, like just like how they said, so the Olympic field wasn't used, so people felt like out of tune or people felt too far from the field. Y'all let me know how that works. Like, cause why? And they said that the field or the stadium was on the outskirts. So like, are people just not driving because of how the atmosphere feels? Y'all let me know.
USA.
Uh-huh.
The Silverdome made history in 1994 as the venue for the first ever indoor World Cup match. Because
That's dope.
FIFA demanded natural grass, researchers at Michigan State University pioneered a technique for growing turf on portable trays over a concrete floor.
That's
For a few
fire.
weeks that summer, the 80,000-seat dome in Pontiac was the center of the football world.
Yeah.
Then the World Cup moved on, and so did everything else. The Detroit Lions left for Ford Field in 2002, and the Silverdome began a long, painful slide into abandonment. The roof,
Okay.
no longer maintained, collapsed under snow in
Sheesh.
2013. The city of Pontiac, crushed by the wider economic collapse in the Detroit area, sold the stadium. A failed implosion attempt in December
Damn.
2017 became a brief viral moment before a second try brought the structure down. The site is now an Amazon distribution center, employing around 1,500 people. Guangzhou World Cup
So
Stadium.
really, they just had to make some changes to the stadium. Like, I know Detroit Lions went to go play somewhere else, but they really just had to reconstruct or rebuild. They just didn't want to, so they dementia is a total loss. Like, I don't understand that. Like, let's move on though.
Guangzhou, South Korea. Built for the 2002 World Cup with a capacity
That's
exceeding
fire.
40,000,
That's
Guangzhou
hard.
World Cup Stadium was designed for an event, not for a city. Guangzhou's local football culture simply could not sustain a venue of that scale.
Yeah.
Guangzhou FC, the city's professional club, eventually made the decision to abandon the stadium entirely, relocating to a far smaller auxiliary ground of around 10,000
Oh my
seats.
God. From big brother to little brother, huh? That's nowhere near the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. You really just needed a roof or a ceiling over that last stadium they just showed. But to convert it to this or to make it seem like they went from that to that, no, Sirski.
Right next door.
No,
the
sir.
economics were brutal. Opening the main stadium
it's right
for a
next
crowd of
door.
a few thousand was ruinously expensive, and the atmosphere in a near-empty 40,000-seat bowl did nothing for anyone. The World
Yeah,
Cup
that's-
Stadium now sits largely dormant, opened only for the occasional political gathering or religious event, a monument to a tournament that passed through and never looked back.
That's crazy.
Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, Port
Nelson
Elizabeth,
Mandela,
South
huh?
Africa. The Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth, now GKBH, is one of the most financially devastating legacies of the 2010 World Cup. Built at a final cost of over 2 billion rand, roughly 3 times the original estimate, the 48,000-seat venue was designed as a multi-purpose facility. It has never secured a stable, long-term anchor tenant. The local rugby side have faced their own severe financial crises, and top-flight football rarely passes through. The result is a stadium that costs the municipality tens of millions of rand per year to maintain, while generating a fraction of that in revenue. Local taxpayers have absorbed the difference through higher property rates and utility charges. The beautiful petal-shaped roof still catches the light of the Indian Ocean. The seats beneath it are mostly empty. Mbombela stayed.
I have a question. Like, I know for what it's like, for how much it's, how do I say this? I know like it's a certain price to upkeep the stadium. Obviously, the stadium has to make money in order for it to stay afloat. My whole thing is, why don't they provide more events at these stadiums that are getting abandoned? Like, is it just impossible to book events here? Is it impossible to bring people in here? Or is it just like they just give up? You feel me? Because I feel like if there was certain events that were held there, I'm not saying it could be packed out if it's not FIFA World Cup, but I feel like they could bring in, you know what I mean, a fraction of it. They saying they ain't making a fraction of how much the bills are, basically. And if you're not booking the stadium, obviously it's not gonna be nothing made. You get what I'm saying?
Built from scratch in the small province of Mpumalanga,
that's fire too.
The Mbombela Stadium suffers from a problem no amount of architectural ambition can solve: geography. With a capacity of over 40,000 in a region far removed from South Africa's major population and entertainment centers, the stadium has struggled consistently to attract large-scale events. Concert promoters and event organizers overwhelmingly prefer Johannesburg or Cape Town, where the audiences and infrastructure already exist. There have been stretches where the pitch dried out completely due to insufficient maintenance budgets. The South African Football Federation has occasionally scheduled national team matches in Nelspruit to keep the venue alive. But the reality is that the stadium spends long periods entirely inactive, generating continuous losses for the local government.
Okay, heard you. That makes sense. So that might answer my last question. I'm not going to keep pausing it, but I'm not trying to cut him off at the same time. That does make a lot of sense, though. It just goes too many months inactive. It goes too many months without events being held there and without people filling up the stadiums. That's understandable.
South Africa. Built from scratch for the 2010 World Cup, the 45,000-seat Peter Mokaba Stadium sits in Polokwane, a city of 500,000 people in the rural province of Limpopo. The stadium has never secured a stable tenant capable of filling it. Local clubs have at times preferred the smaller, cheaper old Peter Mokaba Stadium right next door. The operating deficit runs into tens of millions of rand per year, subsidized by a municipality with far more pressing demands.
So fire view.
Political rallies and the occasional exhibition match are its most reliable source of activity. For the rest of the year, it sits largely idle, a beautiful baobab-inspired structure with nothing to do. Estádio Nacional Mané Garrincha, Brasília, Brazil. This is the defining white elephant of modern football. The Mané Garrincha in Brasilia cost approximately $550 million, making it by far the most expensive venue of Brazil 2014. The problem was obvious before a single ball was kicked. Brasilia has no top division football club. The capital's local teams play in the lower reaches of the Brazilian league system, and none of them could begin to fill a 72,000-seat stadium. After the World Cup, the ground was used as a bus depot. Its car park became a parking lot for municipal vehicles. Office space was handed over to civil servants. Weddings and obstacle course races were held on the concourse. Monthly maintenance costs ran into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, all borne by taxpayers. The Mané Garrincha, beautiful and enormous and completely unnecessary, became the symbol of everything that went wrong.
Unnecessary. Hey, now that you put it like that, like 72,000 people is a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie. That's a lot of people. So packing out a stadium, 72,000 people, and then doing it like repeatedly throughout the months of this place just sitting, and then it's not making any money, so now you're losing money with all the bills. That's tough. It's very tough. Yeah.
If the Mané Garrincha is the most expensive mistake, the Arena Amazonia is the most geographically absurd. Built deep in the Amazon rainforest at a cost of approximately 270 million.
Amazon rainforest, you say? That's what you say? No, Sersky.
Built deep in the Amazon rainforest at a cost of approximately $270 million, the 42,000-seat stadium sits in a city with no First Division football club and no realistic prospect of attracting one. Monthly maintenance costs of roughly $250,000 have drained public resources year after year. The local clubs that do exist chose not to play there. They use other, smaller venues because the cost of opening the World Cup stadium is prohibitive. 4 group stage matches were played here. They lasted 12 days. The financial burden will last decades. Arena Pernambuco, Recife, Brazil. Built in an isolated area on the outskirts of Recife at a cost of roughly $300 million, the Arena Pernambuco was supposed to serve the region's 3 major clubs after the World Cup. None of them stayed. The fans of Sport, Nautico and Santa Cruz could not reach the stadium easily by public transport, and all 3 clubs returned to their older, more centrally located grounds where their supporters had always gathered. The result is a stadium that sits empty for most of the year, generating significant losses for the state government and standing as a monument to a planning process that prioritized political ambition over the most basic question of whether anyone
should look like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Arena das Dunas, Natal, Brazil. This is
a lot of these stadiums are not in big cities also, and they look like they're sitting in the middle of nowhere. So before seeing this video and now in the middle of the video, I completely understand. You're losing hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars every year for a big-ass, nice-looking stadium. I get it. I completely get it.
United
I get
States
it.
beat
I
Ghana
understand.
in the opening round
Y'all should think about that before, though.
2014 World Cup, a result that still lives in American football memory. The Arena das Dunas, however, has not lived so well. With 42,000 seats and no top-flight tenant, post-World Cup attendances dropped drastically. The stadium tried to generate revenue by hosting weddings and children's birthday parties. The company that owned it, AFAS, was implicated in Brazil's massive Petrobras corruption scandal and put the arena up for sale. The architectural design is genuinely beautiful, but beauty does not pay maintenance bills, and Natal simply does not have the football infrastructure to sustain a venue of this scale. Mordovia Arena, Saransk, Russia. Saransk was the most surprising host city of the 2018 World Cup, one of Russia's smallest, most remote urban centers, chosen partly because it had started construction earlier than larger rivals.
It's not gonna be good.
The Mordovia Arena, built at a cost of roughly $288 million, opened with genuine excitement. A post-tournament second division match drew an extraordinary 26,000 supporters, suggesting that maybe, against all logic, this one would work. It didn't. FK Mordovia Saransk, the local club intended to anchor the stadium's future, lost its main sponsor, accumulated crippling debts, used the arena for just 1 season, and had its professional status revoked by 2020. The Republic of Mordovia was left with no professional football club at all and a 44,000-seat stadium with no tenant. Kaliningrad Stadium, Kaliningrad, Russia.
This is my last question. Why would they make a stadium in a place where it snows and it's no roof or no ceiling? I just don't get that. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If you know it's going to snow in the respective place where you're making a field or a stadium, I know that the snow may make the ceiling collapse, but at that point you have to make it to where the snow doesn't just hold at the top and then the snow can like fall off of the roof. You get what I'm saying? Like that doesn't, versus being open
Kaliningrad
roof.
Stadium carries a unique geographical curse. Situated in Russia's Baltic exclave, the venue is almost impossible to integrate into any national concert circuit or event calendar. The design company went bankrupt before construction was even finished, pushing completion to just months before the first World Cup match. A local official publicly admitted that the stadium would not be profitable for at least 20 years. Its primary tenant, Baltika Kaliningrad, is a new club in the Russian Premier League that can barely afford the operational costs. The isolation is the killer. No amount of architectural quality can overcome being in a place that most events and audiences simply cannot reach. Volgograd Arena, Volgograd, Russia.
Man.
Built at a cost of over £200
crazy.
million, the Volgograd Arena carried enormous emotional weight during the 2018 tournament, the location overlooking the site of one of the most brutal battles of the Second World War. But within days of the World Cup ending, heavy rain flooded and cracked the stadium's foundations, sending sand and mud onto a nearby highway. The 45,000-seat venue is home to Rota Volgograd, a club that fluctuates through divisions.
That's
and
wild.
Cannot come close to filling or financially sustaining the arena. Federal subsidies are required simply to prevent the stadium from becoming a hole in the regional budget. Stadium 974, Doha, Qatar. Stadium 974 was supposed to be the answer. Built from 974 shipping containers, it was designed as the world's first fully demountable World Cup venue.
That's
the
crazy.
architect said explicitly that the goal was to avoid building a white elephant. The plan was to dismantle the stadium after the tournament and donate it to a developing nation, with Uruguay's joint 2030 World Cup bid floated as a possible destination. As of mid-2026, Stadium 974 still stands on the Doha waterfront. Dismantling has been discussed, partially started, and never completed. It has hosted occasional matches and events, including fixtures at the 2024 FIFA Intercontinental Cup.
That's a nice ass stadium.
Of a traveling, reusable stadium, sustainability as spectacle remains unrealized. The promise.
That stadium is dope. I'm not gonna cap to you. I gotta give credit where credit is due. This stadium is OD. Building that out of all those crates, that's
beautiful.
hard.
The follow through has been indecision. Lusail Stadium, Doha, Qatar. Finally, the grandest of them all. Lusail Stadium, 88,000 seats. Built in a city that barely existed before 2010, is where Lionel Messi lifted the World Cup trophy in what many consider the greatest final ever played. The plan was always to reduce the upper tier to bring capacity down to around 40,000, converting the reclaimed space into community facilities, apartments, schools, shops, clinics. Those conversions have not yet.
It's so far, but look how lit up that shit is. That is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
The stadium has hosted major events: the 2023 AFC Asian Cup, the 2024 Intercontinental Cup, the 2025 FIFA Arab Cup. But between them, it sits in the desert heat of a still developing city, surrounded by construction projects and half-filled commercial districts. Qatar, unlike Brazil or Russia, has the financial resources to maintain Lusail indefinitely. The question is not whether the lights can stay on. It is whether an 88,000-seat stadium in a country of fewer than 3 million people can ever truly find a permanent purpose beyond the single extraordinary night that justified its existence.
Facts.
And there you have it. 15 World Cup stadiums, 6 tournaments, and billions upon billions of dollars spent building venues that the host cities could not sustain. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.
Hey, mega stadiums. I rock with how you just broke that down. I've said that once. I'm going to say it again. I appreciate you for breaking it down and for letting us know, the viewers, why a lot of these stadiums don't make any sense. This was probably my favorite one that I've seen. I've been to Doha, Qatar. I didn't see this. But this is really dope. I'm not gonna lie, this stadium kind of caught me off guard. It caught me by surprise. You need to fit 90,000 people in this stadium in order for it to do what it's supposed to do. In most cases, stadiums can't upkeep the bills and everything. I know these stadiums look beautiful, but that don't pay no bills. So at the end of the day, Qatar can at least upkeep this stadium. Now they just got to figure out how they're going to fill seats at the end of the day. And that's what it comes down to, filling seats, making sure these stadiums are booked, making sure these stadiums stay busy. And a lot of these stadiums cannot do that. So we completely understand. But if y'all want to share y'all feedback, if y'all want to let me know something that I might have missed or that I might not have said, please let me know in the comment section. Again, we are going to be in tune with mega stadiums, just like SYM stadiums, because we love reacting to the different stadiums around the world. Make sure y'all keep staying in tune, though. All right? Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my social medias. Let's get to it.